The Star Emperor's palace floated in the heart of the Lumerian nebula, a glittering jewel in a galaxy full of wonders. Its spires reached toward the stars, and energy bridges shimmered like silver threads connecting floating towers. Countless alien species traveled through the grand halls, their voices echoing in a symphony of languages, some musical, others sharp and alien. It was a place of power, beauty, and unspoken tension. For centuries, the Emperor's rule had brought peace, trade, and cooperation across star systems. Yet now, an invisible threat loomed over the galaxy, one that even the Emperor's most advanced fleets could not confront. A massive holographic map of the galaxy floated above the central chamber. Stars blinked and shifted, while swirling clouds of cosmic energy pulsed with an eerie rhythm. The Star Emperor, a tall, regal figure with skin that shimmered faintly in changing colors. His expression was calm but thoughtful. His many eyes, 6 in total, surveying the map with deep concern. "The anomaly grows stronger," said Admiral Kellor, a seasoned officer with 4 jointed arms and eyes that glowed like molten gold. "Every probe we send is destroyed within minutes. Entire star systems are at risk." "Yes," the Emperor replied, his voice resonating with authority. "This is no ordinary anomaly. It reacts to our weapons, our shields, even to our minds. Our scientists cannot predict its behavior." The Star Emperor's daughters stepped forward, each radiating power and intelligence. Princess Lyra, the eldest, had the gift of foresight. Her golden eyes could glimpse probabilities, seeing faint trails of what might be. Princess Selene, the second, was a master of interstellar engineering. She could manipulate energy flows and machines with her thoughts, bending technology to her will. Princess Arya, the youngest, excelled in diplomacy and strategy, her mind a living map of alliances, conflicts, and negotiations. Together, they were the Emperor's pride and the galaxy's hope. "Father," Lyra said, her voice calm but insistent, "we cannot solve this in the usual way. The anomaly's nature is unlike anything in our records. We must try a new approach." Selene added, "I have analyzed every species in the known galaxy. None have the creativity or adaptability to face this anomaly. Except one." Arya stepped forward, her eyes sparkling. "A human, Father. From a small planet called Earth. They are primitive, yes, but their minds think differently. Unpredictable. Their problem-solving. It is unlike anything we have encountered." The Emperor's multiple eyes blinked slowly. "A human? I have seen humans in historical records. They are fragile, small, and lack technology capable of interstellar travel." "They lack technology," Lyra said gently, "but their minds compensate for it. They improvise, adapt, and create solutions no advanced species has considered. I have studied their history, their achievements. Some of their brightest minds could rival an entire fleet of strategists." Selene nodded. "One such human, Elias Corrin, is extraordinary. He is a scientist and thinker. I believe he could provide the solution we need." The Emperor looked at his daughters, a trace of skepticism in his tone. "You wish me to summon a human to my court, to trust him with matters of galactic importance?" Arya smiled faintly. "Not just to trust him, Father, to rely on him, to let him help us save countless lives. You must see that this is a chance, perhaps the only one." The Star Emperor's silence filled the chamber, the only sound the soft hum of the palace's energy fields. Finally, he spoke. "Very well. Bring this human to me. Let us see if he is truly as remarkable as you claim." Mender 1. Thousands of light-years away, on a small blue planet teeming with oceans and forests, Elias Corrin worked late into the night. His laboratory was cluttered with equipment, books, and strange devices of his own design. He was tall and lean, with bright eyes that reflected curiosity more than fear, and hands calloused from years of building, testing, and experimenting. Elias had always been fascinated by problems others dismissed as impossible. He could see connections where others saw chaos. While most humans followed rules and patterns, Elias created new ones. That night, he was studying the fluctuations of quantum energy, unaware that across the galaxy, 3 princesses were watching his work through a device that allowed them to observe possibilities without touching reality. Lyra whispered, "This is the one. Look at how he approaches problems. He sees beyond the obvious. His mind is free." Celine's fingers traced an imaginary control panel in the air. His solutions are elegant, simple, yet powerful. If anyone can understand the anomaly, it is him. Arya smiled. "Prepare the transport. It is time for the human to join us." When Elias felt a sudden shift in the room, a soft, vibrating hum that seemed to resonate in his bones, he turned. A flash of light filled the laboratory. He blinked, shielding his eyes, and suddenly he was no longer in his lab. Before him stretched an endless hall of shimmering energy and alien architecture, unlike anything he had ever imagined. Towers spiraled upwards, bridges of light connected floating platforms, and the ceiling glowed with patterns resembling galaxies in motion. He blinked again, unsure if he was dreaming. A voice, gentle yet commanding, spoke. "Elias Corrin, you have been chosen." He turned to see 3 figures approaching, tall, regal, and radiant. Their presence commanded attention, but there was no hostility. Instead, he felt welcomed. "We are the daughters of the Star Emperor," said Lyra, her golden eyes studying him with curiosity. "We have watched your work. We believe you can help us face a threat that no one else can." Elias shook his head in disbelief. I don't understand. I'm just a human. I've never traveled beyond Earth. Why me?" Arya stepped closer, her expression kind. "Because, Elias, humans see the universe differently. Where we see limits, you see possibilities. Where we see rules, you see choices. That is exactly what we need." Celine extended her hand. "Come with us. The Star Emperor awaits your answer. He must decide whether to trust you, as we already do." Elias hesitated. His mind raced. This was impossible. Aliens? A Star Emperor? A galaxy in danger? And now, he was being asked to leave everything he knew behind. But something inside him stirred a mix of excitement, fear, and a strange sense of destiny. I'll come," he finally said, his voice steady. "If you truly believe I can help, I will try." The daughters exchanged glances, subtle smiles crossing their faces. Lyra spoke again. "Good. We will explain everything on the journey. But know this, your life is no longer yours alone. The fate of countless worlds may depend on your choices. Thanks for watching." End quote. We look at somebody. Anrubadi. We will explain everything on your choices. Anrubadi 1. End quote. The fate of Compli. The journey through space was unlike anything Elias had imagined. The transport ship was alive with energy, responding to thoughts and emotions. He marveled at stars streaking past, nebulae glowing like enormous jewels, and alien worlds floating in silent harmony. Lyra guided the ship with her foresight, her mind anticipating hazards before they appeared. Selene manipulated energy flows to stabilize the vessel, while Arya monitored communications, ensuring no hostile species could intercept them. Elias sat quietly, absorbing everything, his mind spinning with questions. "Why choose a human?" he asked finally, breaking the silence. "Because humans think differently," Lyra replied simply. "We need new ideas, new approaches. You will see things we cannot. That is your gift." Elias thought about his life on Earth, his experiments, failures, small victories, and wondered if they had truly prepared him for this. Yet, deep down, he felt a surge of confidence. For the first time, he realized that his uniqueness, what others called odd or impractical, might be exactly what the galaxy needed. Finally, the palace of the Star Emperor came into view. It shimmered like a crystal fortress, suspended in the nebula, more magnificent than anything Elias could imagine. Ships of countless designs circled it, their crews bustling with activity, all preparing for what was to come. "Welcome to the heart of the Empire," Arya said softly. "Soon, you will meet the Star Emperor. And soon after, the galaxy will learn that humans are capable of more than anyone has believed." Elias swallowed, his heart pounding. He had left Earth, his family, and his simple life behind. Ahead lay uncertainty, danger, and perhaps greatness. But he knew one thing for certain. His life, and the lives of countless others, would never be the same again. As the transport ship glided toward the palace, Elias gazed out at the stars, realizing that he was no longer just a human. He was the human chosen by the Star Emperor's daughters, and the galaxy itself was about to be changed forever. The transport ship glided silently into the heart of the Star Emperor's palace. Vast chambers stretched out before Elias, their ceilings high enough to contain entire floating platforms. Light cascaded from energy panels, reflecting off walls made of crystal and metal alloys unfamiliar to human eyes. A quiet hum vibrated through the floors, as if the building itself were alive. Elias's mind raced. Every corner of the palace radiated intelligence and power. Aliens of every conceivable shape, size, and color moved gracefully through the halls. Some had translucent skin, revealing glowing veins beneath. Others had multiple limbs, wings, or heads. Yet, all of them carried themselves with dignity, their eyes filled with curiosity at the arrival of the human. Lyra led Elias to a chamber where the Emperor awaited. The room was vast, circular, and suspended in space. Through its transparent walls, stars twinkled like scattered diamonds, and distant worlds slowly rotated in the background. The Star Emperor stood in the center, his regal form more imposing in person. 6 eyes turned toward Elias, scrutinizing him carefully. "Elias Corin," the Emperor's voice resonated like the hum of 1,000 stars. "You have been brought here by my daughters. They believe you have the ingenuity to confront a threat that none of my fleets or scientists can handle. You must understand, this is no ordinary request. Your mind, your courage, and your creativity will be tested." Elias bowed, trying to appear calm. I will do my best, Your Majesty. I will try to help." The Emperor's eyes shifted to Lyra. She nodded, and a faint smile crossed the Emperor's face. "Very well. You shall undergo a series of trials, designed to test your intelligence, adaptability, and moral judgment. Succeed, and you may save countless lives. Fail, and you may still learn, but the galaxy will suffer." Elias felt a shiver of fear, but he also felt determination. The stakes were enormous, yet he knew this was the moment he had been waiting for. A chance to prove that humanity could shine among the stars. The first trial was set in a vast simulation chamber. Energy walls shifted to create an entire alien city, with citizens, vehicles, and obstacles. Elias had no prior knowledge of the species or the city's rules. A voice spoke from nowhere. "Your task is simple, human. Restore order to the city after a disaster. You may not use weapons, only logic, communication, and creativity. You have 1 cycle 20 standard hours." Elias stepped forward. The streets were in chaos. Vehicles floated uncontrollably, citizens panicked, and structures were unstable. The solution required more than simple instructions. It required understanding behavior, predicting outcomes, and acting decisively. Elias observed carefully. He noticed patterns in the chaos, the way some citizens reacted predictably, the flow of energy through the buildings, the weak points in the infrastructure. He organized emergency zones, directed citizens to safety, and stabilized structures using energy drones repurposed from transportation units. Hours passed, and the simulation walls glowed brighter as the city slowly regained order. By the end, every citizen was safe, and the chaos was replaced by calm. The Emperor's daughters watched, impressed. Even in simulation, Elias had demonstrated an instinct for organization and understanding, beyond any alien mind. Lyra's golden eyes sparkled. He sees connections we overlook. He thinks in patterns and solutions, not just rules. Celine nodded. His mind adapts to new environments instantly. That is the rarest gift. Arya's expression softened. The Senate will never believe this, yet they must. The second trial was more physical and strategic. Elias was taken to a battlefield simulation, where he commanded a mixed fleet of alien ships against a powerful enemy. The enemies were numerous, fast, and relentless. Every species that had attempted this battle before had failed. Elias studied the fleet. He noticed that each alien ship had unique strengths and weaknesses. Instead of forcing them into conventional formations, he created unconventional strategies, using surprise maneuvers, feints, and diversions. He communicated directly with alien commanders, earning their trust and respect. Use your ships as extensions of your mind, Arya advised. Think like the fleet, not like a single commander. Elias adjusted his tactics. One by one, enemy ships were trapped or disabled. The battle ended not in destruction, but in containment, minimizing harm to all involved. The Emperor's daughters were amazed. Humans had never commanded fleets beyond Earth's small scale. Yet Elias's creativity turned chaos into order. Remarkable, Celine said softly. He doesn't rely on strength alone. He understands minds, energy, and probability. Even the Emperor nodded, though his expression remained serious. This human has potential. More than I anticipated. But the ultimate trial is yet to come. The third trial was the most critical. The anomaly itself. A section of the Emperor's laboratory was transformed into a controlled model of the cosmic phenomenon, threatening the galaxy. Energy surged, pulsing in unpredictable patterns, creating gravitational distortions, radiation spikes, and shifting energy fields. You must stabilize the anomaly, the Emperor instructed. No species has succeeded. Every attempt has failed. You will have access to our technology, but you may use only your mind, creativity, and judgment. You have 30 standard hours. Elias approached the swirling mass. He studied it carefully, observing patterns, fluctuations, and unexpected behaviors. Other species had attempted brute force, shielding, energy projection, and containment fields. None had succeeded. Elias realized that the anomaly reacted to thought patterns as much as energy. He would need a combination of technology and insight. Drawing on human ingenuity, he repurposed alien devices in ways no alien engineer would have imagined. He connected energy nodes in a lattice resembling organic neural networks, using intuition rather than equations. When a surge destabilized part of the model, he rerouted energy through unconventional pathways, balancing the forces. Hours passed. Sweat beaded on his forehead, though no one could see it. The anomaly pulsed violently, testing him, probing for mistakes. Elias remained calm, adjusting, learning, and anticipating. Slowly, the swirling energy stabilized, forming a steady, glowing sphere. The Emperor and his daughters observed in stunned silence. The human, he has done it, Lyra whispered. Celine's voice was soft, awed. He combined intuition, observation, and innovation, something no other species could achieve. Arya's eyes glimmered. The Senate will not believe this. But they will see the results soon enough. Word of Elias's successes spread quickly through the palace. Senators and ambassadors, previously dismissive, began to speak in hushed tones. A human? Involved in imperial affairs? One murmured. Ridiculous. Yet the daughters were determined. They will see, Lyra said. Humans are underestimated, and Elias will prove that our faith was not misplaced. Elias himself struggled to process everything. He had left Earth only days ago. Yet now, he had completed trials no human or alien had ever survived. His confidence grew. But so did his awareness of the responsibilities ahead. Countless lives depended on his ability to think, adapt, and act. Over the next cycles, the Emperor allowed Elias to meet alien scholars, fleet commanders, and engineers. Initially skeptical, they watched as he solved problems others had deemed impossible. He proposed energy reallocations, fleet maneuvers, and stabilization techniques that were novel, simple, and effective. His human perspective, free from centuries of tradition or expectation, brought solutions the galaxy had never imagined. By the time the anomaly's threat loomed closer to inhabited systems, Elias had not only completed the trials but earned the respect of allies and mentors alike. The Emperor's daughters smiled, proud that they had trusted a human when no one else did. Yet Elias knew the ultimate challenge awaited. Facing the anomaly in reality, coordinating fleets and technology across the galaxy, and convincing the skeptical Galactic Senate that a human could help save countless worlds. At a grand assembly, representatives of thousands of species gathered. Aliens with multiple limbs, wings, and varying shapes looked upon Elias with curiosity, doubt, and anticipation. Whispers filled the chamber. A human? Elias stepped forward, his heart steady. He remembered Earth, his laboratory, and the countless problems he had solved with creativity and determination. He realized that humanity's greatest strength was their ability to think differently, to adapt, and to believe in possibilities. Honored representatives, he began. I am Elias Corrin. I am human, and I have come to help the galaxy, not as a conqueror, not as a soldier, but as a problem solver. Together, we can face the anomaly and protect countless lives. A stunned silence followed. Many senators had expected arrogance, weakness, or failure. Instead, they saw confidence, clarity, and a mind willing to collaborate. Lyra, Selene, and Arya exchanged satisfied glances. The first stage was complete. Elias had not only passed the trials, he had begun to earn trust. The galaxy, once skeptical of humans, was about to witness a human mind in action like never before. And the anomaly, pulsing across star systems, waited silently, unaware that a human mind, guided by courage, insight, and creativity, was preparing to confront it. The day had arrived. Across the galaxy, energy readings spiked as the anomaly. A swirling mass of chaotic cosmic forces expanded outward, threatening countless star systems. Planets trembled under its influence, and fleets from neighboring sectors scrambled to contain the growing danger. Yet none had succeeded. None except, perhaps, the human chosen by the Star Emperor's daughters. Elias Corrin stood on the command bridge of the Emperor's flagship, a colossal vessel of shining metal and energy. The viewports revealed the anomaly. An immense swirling vortex of light and shadow, pulsating with strange energy. It was both terrifying and beautiful, as if the galaxy itself had grown a living storm. Lyra, Selene, and Arya stood beside him, calm and composed, though their eyes reflected the gravity of the situation. Lyra's foresight glimmered faintly around her, showing multiple possible outcomes. Selene's hands danced through invisible controls, stabilizing the fleet's energy flows. Arya monitored communications, keeping every allied fleet synchronized. Elias inhaled deeply, He had trained, learned, and adapted. The trials were complete. The Senate was watching. And now, the moment of truth had arrived. The Emperor's voice came through the comms network, resonant and commanding. Elias, Corin, you lead this operation. Every fleet, every scientist, every energy node is at your command. Your decisions will determine the fate of billions. Proceed wisely. Yes, Your Majesty, Elias replied. His voice carried calm determination. The fleet moved forward, a glittering formation of thousands of ships, each piloted by different species, yet united under Elias's strategy. He did not command with authority alone. He communicated, explained, and adjusted, treating each commander as a partner. His human perspective allowed him to see patterns and possibilities no alien mind had considered. Elias, Arya said, the anomaly is reacting. Energy spikes detected near the core worlds. If it reaches them, entire civilizations could be lost. Elias nodded. We'll reroute energy flows. Use the ion shields to stabilize the perimeter, but keep the fleet spread. Concentrated force will make it unstable. Celine's hands moved rapidly, adjusting energy channels in the ships. Unusual approach, but it's working. The anomaly is stabilizing in the initial zones. Lyra added softly. Your choices create a pattern. The anomaly is responding, not violently, but predictably. Elias allowed himself a small nod. Good. Keep monitoring, but be ready for fluctuations. It will test us. The anomaly pulsed violently, reacting unpredictably. Some fleet vessels experienced sudden energy surges. Aliens panicked, though Elias's calm demeanor reassured them. He identified weak points in the energy field and adjusted the fleet in real time, combining human intuition with advanced alien technology. He noticed the anomaly was not just chaotic energy, it was intelligent, in its own way, testing defenses and responses. Many species would have responded with aggression, striking blindly. But Elias recognized patterns and used strategy over force. Redirect auxiliary energy to the nodes on the starboard flank, Elias ordered. Use the fluctuations to balance the field, not counter it directly. The fleet executed his commands. Slowly, the anomaly's chaotic pulses softened. Ships stabilized, and the energy field began to form a predictable rhythm. Scientists in the field stations gasped. No species had ever achieved this. Unbelievable. One alien engineer muttered. A human? Controlling energy patterns? Across multiple star systems? Yes, Lyra said quietly. A human. And he is just getting started. Hours passed, yet Elias remained focused. He coordinated fleet maneuvers, energy nodes, and anomaly readings simultaneously. Aliens began to trust his decisions, their initial skepticism replaced by respect. Senators observing the operation from the Galactic Senate chambers could only stare in astonishment. This is impossible. One elder senator whispered. A human, managing fleets, technology, and energy, saving systems we thought were doomed. The anomaly, sensing the human mind guiding the fleets, intensified its fluctuations. It tested Elias further, sending unpredictable pulses that threatened to destabilize entire sectors. Yet, Elias adapted. He created an intricate network of energy flow, combining human problem-solving with alien resources. This is more than strategy, Arya said softly. It's creativity. He sees the universe in ways no one else does. Celine's hands moved through controls at incredible speed. We are witnessing a human mind at its peak. Truly extraordinary. Quote, Lyra smiled faintly. The anomaly respects ingenuity, and he has it in abundance. The anomaly's core remained unstable, threatening the core worlds. Elias knew the final step required both precision and courage. Listen, he said to the fleet commanders. This is the final stage. We must synchronize all energy nodes, align our fleets, and stabilize the core. Follow my instructions exactly. Trust your instincts, but trust me as well. We can do this together. The fleet responded. Ships moved with perfect coordination. Energy nodes glowed brightly as they balanced the anomaly's force. Human intuition guided alien technology. Every decision, adjustment, and maneuver was a dance of intellect and creativity. The anomaly pulsed one final time. A massive surge that threatened to destroy everything in range. Elias remained calm. He connected energy pathways in a pattern inspired by human neural networks, creating a feedback loop that absorbed the surge. The anomaly stabilized, contracting and slowing, until it became a steady, glowing sphere of energy contained, balanced, and harmless. Silence fell across the fleets. Then, cheers erupted. Aliens celebrated, their voices carrying across interstellar communication networks. The anomaly was neutralized. Countless star systems had been saved. The Galactic Senate, watching from their chambers, was speechless. Senators whispered among themselves. Many had doubted Elias, mocked the idea of a human influencing galactic events, and even resisted his trials. Now, they had no words. A human, small, fragile by alien standards, had solved what no advanced species could. The Star Emperor entered the Senate chamber, his presence commanding attention. He raised a hand, and silence fell. Today, the Emperor began, his voice strong and resonant. A human has done what countless fleets, scholars, and strategists could not. Elias Corrin has demonstrated courage, intelligence, and creativity beyond measure. Let this day mark a new era, where humans, long underestimated, may rise alongside the greatest civilizations of the galaxy. The chamber erupted into applause. Senators, ambassadors, and dignitaries bowed, acknowledging the human who had saved billions. Lyra, Selene, and Arya shared quiet smiles. "We knew he could do it," Lyra said. "Humans are remarkable," Selene added. Arya nodded. "And this is just the beginning." Elias was brought before the Emperor and his daughters. The Star Emperor regarded him with solemn pride. "You have proven yourself, human," he said. "Your ingenuity, courage, and vision are unparalleled. From this day forward, you shall serve as the first human advisor to the Galactic Senate. Your perspective will guide us, your mind will inspire us, and your actions will remind us that no species is truly inferior." Elias bowed deeply. "I am honored, Your Majesty. I will do everything in my power to help the galaxy." The Emperor's daughters placed their hands on his shoulders. "Humanity has potential," Selene added. "And the galaxy will see it," Arya concluded. Months passed, and Elias continued to work alongside the galaxy's greatest minds. His human creativity inspired new technologies, diplomatic solutions, and fleet strategies. The Galactic Senate, once skeptical, now recognized that humans could achieve greatness beyond imagination. On Earth, people noticed a sudden surge in human achievement. Science, exploration, and innovation advanced rapidly. Unknown to most, a single human mind had shown the galaxy what humanity was truly capable of. Elias often looked at the stars from the Emperor's palace, recalling his life on Earth. He remembered his small laboratory, his simple experiments, and the curiosity that had driven him. Now, he realized that the universe was vast, full of challenges and possibilities, and humans had only just begun to leave their mark. In the end, the anomaly had been conquered. Fleets had been united, and the Galactic Senate had been left speechless. But most importantly, a human had proven that courage, ingenuity, and creativity qualities often underestimated could change the fate of countless worlds. The Star Emperor's daughters watched Elias from a distance, proud and confident. They had trusted a human, and he had shown the galaxy the truth. Humanity could rise among the stars, not through power or force, but through intelligence, heart, and the courage to believe in the impossible. Elias smiled, gazing at the swirling nebulae and distant suns. The adventure was far from over. The galaxy was vast, mysteries awaited, and humans had a place among the stars. And for the first time, Elias felt the full weight and wonder of his destiny, a human chosen to inspire and protect, forever changing the universe. The galaxy had barely recovered from the anomaly. Systems once threatened were rebuilding, fleets were repairing, and the Galactic Senate was still absorbing the reality of what a single human had accomplished. Elias Corrin, now the first human advisor to the Senate, had gained respect, trust, and influence, but he had also attracted attention, curiosity, and suspicion. The Star Emperor summoned him to the palace. The view of the Lumerian nebula stretched beyond the massive windows, stars glittering like gems, planets slowly rotating in distant orbits. The Emperor stood tall, calm, and majestic. His 6 eyes regarded Elias, a mixture of pride and concern visible in the shimmering hues of his skin. "Elias," the Emperor began, "you have proven humans capable of ingenuity and leadership. Yet the galaxy is far from safe. Shadows linger, and alliances are fragile. There are factions that resent your influence. You must learn diplomacy, strategy, and the delicate balance of galactic politics." Elias nodded. "I understand, Your Majesty. I am ready to learn." The Emperor's daughters approached. Lyra, her golden eyes shimmering faintly, smiled. "We will guide you. Your mind can see solutions. But now, you must navigate the web of politics and relationships that govern the stars." Celine's fingers danced through an invisible interface, pulling data from countless fleets, star systems, and colonies. "We will provide the knowledge, but your human intuition will decide the path." Arya placed a hand on Elias's shoulder. "And remember, humans think differently. That is your greatest strength. Trust it." Elias's first challenge came quickly. A distant system, the Thalorian Expanse, had refused aid during the anomaly, citing distrust of human involvement. Now, they faced devastation from energy storms caused by residual effects of the anomaly. Hundreds of millions were at risk. The Senate demanded intervention, but the Thalorian Council refused to cooperate with a human as part of the operation. Many senators were hesitant to press the issue. Elias stepped forward. "Force will not solve this," he said to the Senate Assembly. "We must show them trust, understanding, and capability. I will go myself. We will not send fleets to impose control. We will offer solutions, guidance, and support." The senators murmured. Some doubted him. Others, remembering his previous triumph, watched with cautious hope. Elias traveled with Princess Arya, who acted as translator and diplomat. The Thalorian Council met them on a floating platform above a storm-racked city. The skies glowed with electrical flares, winds howled, and energy from the anomaly's aftermath surged unpredictably. The council members, tall and angular, with translucent skin revealing flickering energy patterns beneath, looked Elias up and down. One spoke, its voice vibrating unnaturally. "You are the human the Star Emperor favors?" "I am," Elias replied calmly. "I have come not to command, but to help. I understand your concerns. My goal is to ensure your people survive and thrive. Together, we can stabilize your systems safely." The council remained silent, skeptical. Elias took a deep breath. "Allow me to show you a method to channel residual energy safely. You do not need to rely on my judgment alone. I will provide instructions, and your engineers can implement them themselves." A tense hour followed as Elias and the Thalorian engineers worked together. He guided them through unfamiliar technology, combining human problem-solving with their native understanding of energy. Slowly, energy surges calmed, structures stabilized, lives were saved. By the time the storm subsided, The council had no choice but to acknowledge Elias's skill. "You are not like other species," one council elder said quietly. "Perhaps humans are worth our consideration." Arya smiled. "And that is just the beginning. Trust is earned, not given." Meanwhile, news of Elias's success spread to the Galactic Senate. Senators who had previously doubted humans began to whisper in admiration, while others seethed with envy. Some older species, prideful and cautious, were unsettled by a human demonstrating not only intelligence, but diplomacy, courage, and adaptability. Lyra, observing from the Emperor's palace, turned to her sisters. "Humans are changing the perception of the galaxy. Elias is proving that creativity, moral courage, and ingenuity can rival the power of fleets and technology." Celine nodded. "Yet, not everyone will accept it willingly. There are factions who will test him, challenge him, even try to discredit him." Arya's smile was faint but confident. "And we will be here. But he must learn to navigate threats we cannot solve with science alone." Elias's next challenge came in the form of a political crisis. A coalition of systems known as the Varvian League had refused to share vital star charts, claiming the charts were too valuable for humans to access. Yet these charts were crucial to monitoring residual anomalies and preventing further disasters. Elias requested an audience with the Varvian Council. He arrived with Lyra and Arya as advisors. The Council, a group of 6 enormous beings with crystalline limbs and pulsating energy cores, regarded him skeptically. "You are a human," the Council leader said. "What makes you worthy of this information?" Elias remained calm. "Not power, not history, not fleets. I ask for collaboration. I offer insight, problem-solving, and transparency. You may verify every step. Together, we can protect all systems from future catastrophes. But without cooperation, many may perish needlessly." The council deliberated. Hours passed. Elias suggested solutions to several lingering threats: energy reroutes, anomaly prediction models, and coordination plans, all using his human-style intuition combined with alien technology. Slowly, the council began to trust him. By the end of the day, the Varvian League agreed to share their charts and collaborate. The senators who had doubted him were forced to acknowledge his achievement. Human ingenuity, they realized, was proving to be a unifying force in a galaxy previously divided by pride, fear, and tradition. Not all challenges were diplomatic. An unknown fleet of rogue mercenaries, exploiting chaos caused by residual anomalies, appeared near the Andros cluster. They attacked shipping lanes, plundering energy supplies, and threatening civilian populations. Elias was called to coordinate a response. This was no simulation, lives were at stake. He quickly devised a strategy, using diversionary maneuvers to split the enemy forces, defensive energy barriers to protect civilians, and coordinated strikes using minimal force to disable key ships without destruction. Fleets from different species hesitated, unsure of his unconventional tactics. Elias remained calm. Trust the plan. Follow the signals. Use intuition alongside orders. We will minimize loss while neutralizing the threat. The operation began. Ships moved in unison, guided by Elias's human strategy. The rogue fleet found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. Their attacks were anticipated, redirected, and contained. Within cycles, the threat was neutralized. Civilian shipping lanes reopened, and countless lives were saved. Galactic Communications broadcast the operation widely. Senators, ambassadors, and civilians alike were amazed. A human had coordinated an interstellar defense with precision, intelligence, and creativity, without ever issuing a single command through fear or brute force. As the galaxy began to recognize humanity's potential, Elias faced his greatest lesson: the subtle and complex dance of politics. Some species grew envious, plotting to undermine him. Senators attempted to discredit his strategies, claiming human influence was dangerous. Elias realized that success required more than intellect. It required understanding motives, predicting actions, and building alliances. He spent cycles meeting with factions, listening, understanding fears, and offering compromises that were fair yet clever. Slowly, trust and admiration grew. Humans were no longer seen as weak, primitive, or irrelevant. They were innovators, problem solvers, and allies, the Star Emperor observed from his palace. He has done more than stabilize anomalies or save fleets, he said to his daughters. He has changed perceptions. He has made the galaxy reconsider what humans are capable of. This is influence beyond power or force. It is wisdom. We have now their Efer Eclixand, Lyra smiled. He blends insight, creativity, and courage. Humans are underestimated, yet they can achieve greatness when given the chance. Celine nodded. And he learns quickly. Faster than many species who have existed for millennia, Arya added softly. The Senate, once skeptical, now listens. The galaxy watches. He is shaping the future, one decision, one solution, one act at a time. Months later, Elias convened a summit of multiple species to discuss galaxy-wide safety measures. Alien leaders sat beside him, listening as he proposed cooperative monitoring networks, shared energy grids, and contingency plans. His human approach emphasized collaboration, simplicity, and trust. The assembly concluded successfully. Many delegates expressed admiration, some envy, but all were convinced of humanity's potential. Elias had not only proven intelligence and bravery, he had inspired unity and cooperation across the stars. At the summit's conclusion, the Star Emperor addressed the attendees. Today, a human has shown us not only skill and courage, but vision. Let this moment mark a new era. Humans will no longer be underestimated. They will rise, not through aggression, but through insight, courage, and ingenuity. Elias stood quietly, humbled. He thought of Earth, his laboratory, and the people who had nurtured curiosity, creativity, and resilience. He realized that his journey was far from over, yet he had already changed the galaxy. Humanity had arrived among the stars, not as conquerors, but as thinkers, collaborators, and innovators. The Star Emperor's daughters joined him on the balcony, gazing at the glittering nebulae. We chose wisely, Lyra said. Yes, Selene agreed. Humans are remarkable. And the universe has only begun to see it, Arya added. Elias looked outward, imagining the countless worlds, civilizations, and mysteries waiting to be explored. The galaxy was vast, challenges would arise, but humanity had proven it could rise, adapt, and inspire. And so, the human who had once been an ordinary scientist on a small blue planet now stood as a symbol of ingenuity, courage, and hope, a testament to what humans could achieve among the stars. The adventure was far from over. But one truth was clear. Humanity had earned its place in the galaxy, and Elias Corrin would continue to show the universe the boundless potential of his species.